Following the warnings of meteorology, heavy rain and lightning have been effective in Antalya since the night hours. While there were floods in Antalya due to heavy rain, a statement came from the governor's office. Education was suspended for 1 day in Aksu, Döşemealtı, Kepez, Konyaaltı and Muratpaşa districts. The severe storm, which started to affect Antalya since yesterday evening, turned into heavy rain in the morning. A severe storm has affected the central districts of Antalya, where the 4th Regional Directorate of Meteorology issued a code orange warning starting from the evening hours. While the wind, whose speed reached 45 kilometers per hour, increased its intensity, the palm trees on Konyaaltı beach also shook under the influence of the wind. Some trees on the very part of the beach fell. Giant waves were formed on the beach, which was illuminated by lightning. In the city where schools were closed for a day in the central districts, the storm was replaced by heavy rain around 4 o'clock. Due to the increasing rain throughout the city, floods occurred in many points. While parked vehicles were dragged on the roads, many houses were flooded. As the water level rose in the underpasses were closed to vehicle traffic as a result of many vehicles being stranded. Fire crews intervened to rescue flooded houses and those trapped in their vehicles. On the other hand, flights were stopped at Antalya Airport due to adverse weather conditions. The plane carrying Antalyaspor, which was playing against Samsunspor in the Super League, landed at Gazipaşa Airport because it could not land at Antalya Airport. The Antalyaspor team returned to Antalya by road. While citizens in Antalya shared videos of heavy rain and floods on their social media accounts, Antalya was at the top of the agenda on the social media platform X. In the statement made by Antalya governorship, due to the ongoing adverse weather conditions, heavy rain and floods in our city, education was suspended for 1 day on Tuesday, February 13th, 2024, by the hygiene decision in our educational institutions in 5 central districts: Aksu, Döşemealtı, Kepez, Konyaaltı, Muratpaşa. In addition, due to adverse weather conditions, disabled, pregnant and chronically ill personnel working in public institutions in our 5 central districts will be considered on administrative leave for 1 day. A message was shared from the governor's office. Female public personnel with children under the age of 6 working in the central districts of Antalya are considered to be on administrative leave for 1 day. On the other hand, while nurseries and daycare centers served due to adverse weather conditions were closed for 1 day, it was announced that motorcycle couriers would not be allowed in the traffic. In the statement made by Antalya governorship, nursery and daycare centers serving in the central districts of Antalya were closed for 1 day on Tuesday, February 13th, 2024, due to adverse weather conditions. Due to the ongoing adverse weather conditions and floods in our city, in 5 central districts Aksu, motor couriers will not be allowed to enter traffic in Döşemealtı, Kepez, Konyaaltı and Muratpaşa until further notice. Due to the rain that started at night in Antalya, floods occurred in many points. Detached houses on 5796, 5797, and 5798 streets in Barrage district of Kepez district were flooded. The fire brigade and AFAD teams were dispatched to the scene upon the notice of citizens who could not leave their homes. The first teams rescued the family of 4, then took action to save 85-year-old Elvita Bilgin, who was trapped in her house in the back street. AFAD and fire brigade teams climbed on the digger, took the woman to her house and carried her to a safe place. The woman then went to her son's house stating that his mother was alone at home and stranded due to the rain. Buran Bilgin said, "It has been raining since the night and the place where my mother's house is located was also filled with water due to the heavy rain. We called the teams and they came. AFAD and the fire department went to the house and took my mother out of the place," he said. While some underpasses in the city center were filled with water, some polyclinics were also flooded. Furniture stores in Aspendos district were also flooded. It was also seen that urban transportation buses were stranded on the roads. Citizens went to their homes and workplaces with their means. A woman who was about to give birth in the Kepez district was taken to the hospital by UMKE teams. Again, a large shopping mall in the city center was closed for a day due to flooding. Many people in flooded neighborhoods also stayed in their homes. Antalya Metropolitan Municipality Mayor Muhittin Bocek stated that they responded to the negativities immediately and said, "This is an unprecedented rainfall that started yesterday evening and then increased in intensity. More than 300 kilograms of precipitation fell per square meter. We respond to the rain with our 1450 personnel, including the fire brigade and a SAT, and our 290 vehicles. We evacuated our citizens from over 900 vehicles. Evacuations are now being carried out in homes and buildings. We are doing our best together with Antalya Governorship, AFAD, district municipalities, and all institutions and organizations," he said. Stating that there was no loss of life, Bocek said, "We are on duty with our teammates day and night during the rain. Our phones are open. We will do what is necessary. I wish our Antalya and all our citizens to get well soon. I request our citizens who do not have urgent matters to not leave their homes. The important thing is that there is no loss of life. Hopefully, we will overcome this flood disaster without loss of life, together. We took our precautions after the warnings of meteorology. All our friends, especially our fire brigade, were ready," he said. According to the latest evaluations made by the General Directorate of Meteorology, partly and very cloudy throughout our country, Marmara, Aegean, Mediterranean, Central Anatolia, Western Black Sea, except Sinop, Central Black Sea, except Samsun, west of Eastern Anatolia and Giresun, News, Bitlis. It is estimated that Sırnak and Hakkari areas will experience rain and showers, while the Aegean and Western Mediterranean coast will experience occasional thunderstorms. Rainfall is expected to be strong around Kahramanmaraş, Gaziantep, Kilis, Adıyaman, and Şanlıurfa, and very strong in places around Antalya. Occasional haze and fog are expected in the central and eastern parts. There is an avalanche danger in the inner parts of the eastern Black Sea region and the north and east of eastern Anatolia. Following the warning of the General Directorate of Meteorology, hail hit the Sezim district of Izmir after heavy rain at night. Due to hazelnut-sized hail, the streets turned white in a short time. Citizens, who were astonished by the view they saw, recorded the streets and avenues with their mobile phones. Meanwhile, it was learned that thunderstorms continued in Sezim district.